Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well today on this Thursday morning. Uh, Looks like a cloudy Thursday morning. Today's my Monday, so getting ready to rock and roll here for 4 days. Planning to work 4 days this week. I'm going to do 4 10s. I've been playing with my schedule lately. I did 5 8s last week. This week I'm going to do 4 10s. Kind of see how that resonates as far as my financial situation and how I feel and stuff. So yeah, appreciate those of y'all that can be here, being here this morning. Those of you who are not, I still appreciate you and love you. I know you'll catch it when you can catch it. So, without further ado, y'all, we're gonna go and get started. Start out by lighting a candle this morning. Actually, we're not going to use that one. We're going to use this longer one. I forgot why I don't do that. There it is. A whole lot easier to deal with here. All right. So I want to welcome you to the Daily Reader podcast on the Tony's Journey YouTube channel, where we read from a daily reader or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work that help us to stay more present and to live better lives. We meet on here daily at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Unless there's a change, of course, I'll let y'all know, do the best I can to give you as much notice as I can. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for future updates and podcast episodes. So go ahead and this morning I want you to go ahead and just find a stopping point in whatever you're doing right now, and just get somewhere that's safe where you can get comfortable for the next, 5 or 10 minutes while we do our relaxation process. Good morning, Crudy. Hey. Look like you up early again this morning. Good deal. Good to see you, girl. Trying to play with this camera, so just bear with me here. I always do that, y'all. I try to get this thing where it's got to be almost perfect. That's the perfectionist in me. And as a reminder, y'all, to be here now. So y'all can see this from the shirt I'm wearing this morning. So I'll give y'all about another, 30 seconds and before we get started here. I'm going to get me some water. I'll be right back. Y'all got anything to drink this morning? Tea, coffee, whatever. Cheers. Good hydration from getting up first thing in the morning. It's really important to hydrate. Sometimes at night we can get a little dehydrated overnight. Peeing in the morning, peeing, sometimes waking up in the middle of the night, peeing, depending. I usually don't in the middle of the night, unless it's maybe one time, but usually I don't, because I stop eating and drinking about 3 hours before bedtime. So that's actually really ideal. The body can get proper rest of digestion, complete rest, right, for the body. Okay. All right. So go ahead and close your eyes this morning. We're going to do just focusing on the breath. Today I had the nature sound going, but I decided to cut that off. It's not as a distraction like we did yesterday. I think we focused on the projector, doing maybe the music. I think it was the music meditation. But this morning we're just going to focus solely on the breath this morning. So take your attention, put it on the breath. Just breathe in your nose and out your mouth. Really, the only rule with this is you want your exhale to be longer than your inhale. Just like my shirt says, just focus on being here now, in this present moment. Just let go of any regrets you have about the past, any worries or fears that you have about the future. No need to hold on to any of that stuff. The Bible says don't be anxious about the future. Today has enough problems to worry about today. And I say don't even worry about today. Just take it in strides, take it as it comes. Living in the present moment. Instead of worrying, just trust that everything will be as it needs to be when it gets here, when it happens, and that you'll be prepared and will take the right necessary actions as things happen, things come up in our lives. Continue breathing in the nose, out the mouth. Each breath, just feel the body getting more and more relaxed this morning. If you notice your thoughts start coming and you're still thinking, just watch the thoughts, notice them, and then bring your attention back to the breath. What I noticed from doing this is eventually the mind will go silent and you don't have that many thoughts anymore, or very few on occasion. That's where I'm at in my journey. It really just boils down to not thinking. I mean, unless you need to think, right? Obviously there's things that we need to think about, but to me that's the rare occasion. So I'm doing maybe some critical thinking, right? Just focusing on that breath is really what helps me to do that. Put my intention there, and then for me the mind just naturally, when I see my thoughts, like we're talking about now, just kind of watch your thoughts. When I see my thoughts, I realized most of them were just purposeless, right? They were just the monkey mind just going rampant. And then my mind just started to silence. You can consciously silence your mind as well. Just say, hey, I'm not going to think about anything. You just don't, right? Continue breathing. Now I want you just to think about something you're grateful for right now. And I'll share what I'm grateful for as well, so that might help to model it for you. It can be anything, though. You can be grateful for whatever you want to be grateful for, thankful for. Gratitude, very important. So I'm thankful for being able to spend a couple hours with my mom yesterday for her birthday. I went and got us something to eat and took it over. We watched a little bit of TV, which I rarely do, but got to enjoy each other's company and had a good time. So really grateful for that. So spend as much time with your parents and your family as you can, because one day we're not going to have them. I'm not going to have my parents, my mom, my dad, my grandparents. Then eventually me, I won't be here, right? Not in the physicality, the physical body anyway. It's important I spend the time that I can, what I can with my family. So you can leave in the comments, just leave whatever you're grateful for in the comments below. If you'd like to share that with anybody, any of us, anyone else on YouTube. If not, you can just keep it to yourself as well. Once we open our eyes, obviously type it in there. Choose to do so. Continue breathing. Getting ready to do the Serenity Prayer, y'all. So take one more breath. Take it in deep as you can, breathing in through the nose. And on the exhale, let it out audibly, releasing any other tension or stress you might be holding on to. Take it in deep, inhale and exhale. And short version of the Serenity Prayer today. And prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'm going to go and get some, brighten it up in here a little bit, get some more lights on before we start our reader this morning. For October the 9th. October is blowing by, y'all. Okay. My higher power gives me situations where I can choose to grow or not to grow. These situations seem to occur more frequently when I practice the Al-Anon principles. They usually involve unresolved issues with my family and reappear in the form of conflicts with colleagues, friends, and neighbors. These conflicts tend to repeat until I gather the awareness, courage, self-love, and willingness through the 12 steps to stop suffering. Then I can live life in a different way with healthier attitudes and choices. When I faced people who reminded me of the addict behavior in my childhood home, I used to be so afraid that I panicked, ran away, or shut down. This behavior perpetuated my old cycle of suffering. I didn't realize I was actually having flashbacks from my alcoholic upbringing, and that my reactions to these people were extreme, as if I were still that frightened little girl. Today, when I'm faced with unhealthy and unacceptable behavior, I don't run away. I use a program to help me. I remember to stop and think. I use my intellect instead of my emotions before responding. I detach from the person or situation until I can calm down and think rationally again. I call my sponsor to diffuse my emotions and help me figure out which program tools apply. When I apply my Al-Anon wisdom in these types of situations, unacceptable behavior comes into my life less frequently. When I'm willing to let my higher power help me face my problems today in a healthier manner than I did in the past, I'm not as likely to recreate them. Thought for the day: if I don't take the time to recover from the past, I'm bound to repeat it. Thanks to Alateen, I can talk to and understand people better and live what I call a happy, normal life. And that's from the book Alateen, Hope for Children of Alcoholics, page number 78. Pretty interesting reading today, huh? It's like in like in society, everything that happens right now, a lot of times the past continues to repeat itself, right? And until I learn from the past, it'll continue to repeat, just like it is in like politics, y'all. Everything going on in our world right now. If you notice, a lot of times history repeats itself over and over again until a change is made or lesson is learned, things like that. So for me, I think the excitement thing in my life continues to repeat itself because a lot of times I continue to seek excitement. I don't think it's a bad thing unless it's like extreme excitement, right? Something dangerous, like I don't know, like there's things like I don't want to jump out of no airplane, right? So that's not, or rock climbing. Like to me that's dangerous. So thankfully for me, the excitement stuff, for the most part, okay, I have done some dangerous things, but I think for the most part, the excitement that I lived in my childhood, which was like uncontrollable situations, unpredictable situations that happened, with abuse that I lived in, mainly mental and emotional, and I did have physical, which is sexual as well. Thankfully, I don't. I figured out where I was going with that. Give me a second. Thankfully, I don't seek the risky things as much anymore as I used to. Right? I used to seek a lot more of that kind of stuff in my past. So I think life's about risk versus rewards. I believe it needs to be like calculated. I think what's important, I think, is calculated risks. So yeah, and I like. And what else stood out to me was think. I like where it says think. I use my intellect instead of my emotions before responding. I'm going to highlight that actually. So I think it's really important because sometimes the emotions can take over before I actually think and use my intellect or logic before I allow my emotions to take over in any kind of situation that I come upon, right? My triggers was an alcoholic stepdad, so sometimes I get nervous when I go into bars and somebody's drunk or showing out or whatever. But from what this is saying here, I can detach from the person or situation until I calm down and think rationally. And that can mean physical detachment, it can mean emotional detachment. I don't have to be around that kind of people and behavior if I choose not to, right? I'm to the point now where sometimes I can be around that kind of stuff, and it really doesn't bother me. So I think it really depends on the situation, really what's going on as well. Because I stay pretty peaceful in myself. Probably 75% of the time I live in peace and serenity in my life now. It used to not be the case, y'all. Believe me, before I started going to meetings and 12-step stuff like over 8 years ago now. That definitely wasn't the case. I sought out a lot more drama. I attracted a lot more drama in my life, craziness, and sometimes I seeked to get angry, mad. I had road rage. That was a really big one for me. That I kept repeating some of the drama in the cycle of the past. I had some anger, a lot of anger in there that I had, right? So not so much anymore, right? Been able to really resolve the road rage stuff, thankfully. But anger does have it's got pros and cons, right? Being angry can give one a sense of power, a sense of control. But it can also allow me to get myself out of a situation. If somebody's trying to attack me or abuse me or something, I can get angry and I can push them away or get out of the situation. So also it can cause high blood pressure, right? Getting angry, blood pressure can go up. So there's pros and cons, I believe. Uh, so all of our emotions, they're all God-given, right? All of them are God-given anyway. So I don't think the solution is completely getting rid of them. I think it's just more about properly managing our emotions for the situations, right? And this is totally my opinion, all right? I could be wrong. Y'all let me know if you think I'm wrong. Anything else you want to share or add to that? But that's just been my experience. All of them are beneficial. If I need to get out of a situation, a dangerous situation, maybe I'll have some fear, and I can take that response. I get out of the situation, right? So the brain's designed to keep us alive, not to make us successful and happy. So sometimes those responses can go extreme. Fear or anger response can be extreme. Anger can go into rage. Fear can go into like extreme fear and paralysis. Or maybe I can, I don't know, get in shock or whatever, right? Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Some of those emotions. And you know what? Some of them may be okay at times, right? At certain times, to be able to protect us, to be able to save our life or whatever at the time, right? So, but overall, they're unnecessary, right, on a regular basis. It's unnecessary to live in that kind of emotional state on a regular basis, right? It's just that. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. So it's just that it comes up when it needs to come up, right? But if we allow it to come up when it doesn't need to come up, and it comes up then it can actually sabotage my life instead of bring me success. It could bring me chaos. Like I mentioned, the control stuff I had in the past, I used to be a major control freak. Most of that I've let go now. I'm not saying I don't have it rear its head every now and then, but for the most part, it's gone. Same thing with fear. I used to live in a lot of fear. And anxiety. Always watching over my shoulder, always wondering who's going to try to take advantage of me, manipulate me. Now I don't do that as much anymore. I trust God. And I say trust God and trust people. I believe you can trust people. Or trust God but don't trust people. I've heard that saying, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I believe in trusting God, but I also believe in trusting people that are trustworthy. And used to in the past, I would trust people just to trust them, right? But now I've learned it's probably better to not trust people until they prove that they are trustworthy people. So it's kind of where I'm at now with that in my life. I've made a shift, probably in the last year, on the trust thing. So, which I think is okay. I think it's good, right? It's good to probably do that because people can earn trust. Sometimes they say trust is given. Well, no, I think trust is earned. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of everything today, y'all. Really powerful. And y'all leave y'all's whatever you got out of it below. If you choose to do so, share it, get it out there to help other people. Don't leave it inside. If you got some insights or thoughts to add to this, definitely put it out there. So other people can benefit from the reading as well, and any insights that you might have to offer everyone else. So, and myself, right? I'll read your comments as well. So, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the day, y'all. Appreciate those of y'all that tuned in, being here. Those of y'all that didn't, I know y'all catch it. Like I mentioned earlier, y'all catch it when you can catch it. And I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning, same time. I have a candle here, and as always, y'all take care. Go out and make it a great day. This is my Monday, so I'll be working pretty busy today, and about to go meet some people right now. Actually, I got a real estate deal. I hadn't did any deals, and y'all know probably over 5 or 6 years. Those of y'all that know I did real estate for a long time. But somebody out of the blue contacted me on Facebook. He's out of state. He's got a real estate deal up here in South Carolina. So I've actually got some partners I work with, we're looking at that as we speak, actually. So I'm probably going to end up going to meet one of them pretty soon. Probably about an hour away. I may have to be doing a trip here pretty soon. So, but looking forward to that. It's been a long time since I've done any deals. So everything's so expensive. It's hard to find a good real estate deals these days. So everybody thinks their house is worth freaking $1 million when it's not, right? So I mean, it is a good market. Don't get me wrong, it's a great market, but houses that need a lot of repairs are not worth $1 million, depending on the house, right? But typically not. So this house needs a lot of work, a lot of repairs. So, but y'all take care. God bless. Peace and love as always, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye for now.